Welcome everybody to the Onward VR Master League. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. I will be your sole conductor in today's journey into the competitive realm of Onward. I recognize we may be saying hello to some new followers into the VRML space, some new players into the VRML space. Very excited to have you fine folk in here. I'll do my best to explain what you're seeing in front of you today, but we do have a veteran matchup on the docket today. SirenSnails versus OP. SirenSnails, a team in the Master Division with a lot of experience on their roster. OKM Blue, E. Hansen, Boozy, Downpour, even new players to the team since Season 13, like Lightskin, have been around since Season 12, and so they have experience playing at this high a level. And then when you look at a team like OP, they're bronze, brand new to the VRML as of this season, but they have players with a lot of experience in the league, like Laureen, Canadian Jesus, Irvadi, Jerp, Oasis, Too Fast for You, coming in from Ironside with the history all the way down into Season 12. And so they are pulling from experience, and really, if anything, it's going to be a very interesting team to see go up against this Master Division right now. OP has won their first 2 games in very commanding fashion, 13-1 against Dauntless and 13-3 against Dark Tidings. So clearly a team that knows what they're doing, and a team that knows how to take a big W. And so we're going to see what they're do up against a powerful squad like SirenSnails. Again, a team that does have some history being here at this level, you know, no strangers to it. Team that's been around since Season 12 and again was in Master Tier in Season 13. So I expect a very high tier match, but we do have to go into the pick bans, the ins and outs of the nature of Onward. For those tuning in, Onward is a 5 versus 5 military simulator. The home team, SirenSnails, gets to ban 2 maps. The away team, OP, gets to ban 2 maps. Those maps are shown here. The home team, SirenSnails, gets to pick a map, and so our first map of the day is going to be Snow Peak. Let's kind of dive into what this all means for us this afternoon. Abandoning cargo off the table from SirenSnails, and OP getting rid of Subway and Shipyard. It means that we do still have some close quarters options like Arctic, a custom map that is maybe the smallest map that's available in that map pool. But we also do have some range like Downfall as a choice. Snow Peak, obviously being our first pick, is going to be a little bit of a both, a combination of both, right? A map that has 3 ranged objectives that do allow you to get the distance that you maybe want on a longer range map, and 2 close quarters objectives that really do force the close quarters combat. So it can go kind of both ways depending on what objectives you get, because it is all randomized at the end of the day in terms of where you go to defend. And SirenSnails will be on the attack as OP are on the defense. I'm going to go and give Blue the good to go so that they know that they can start whenever they're ready, as we do have a full lobby, and I don't want to be holding anyone up that could be loose and warmed up and ready to dive into this first round of the day. A shout out to everyone tuning in here this afternoon. If you are stopping by, we do appreciate you. And again, if you are new, welcome in. We do have what seems to be quite a few folk coming in from Echo Arena trying to understand what Onward is, even as a game. And I'll tell you what, we'll be more than happy to welcome you in and explain the ins and outs of what has been a game I've been casting for 5 years now. So certainly you can trust in my knowledge for the most part. And we should be in for, again, a very high tier matchup. SirenSnails and OP, 2 teams. I guess the question mark is around OP. And I'll go ahead and get predictions out. If I can time it right, they should be starting somewhere around now. And then, if I remember it correctly, I'll remind you with 4 minutes left. So predictions will be coming soon. But I think the question is what is OP going to bring to the table today? You know, what kind of team is this new squad after taking 2 big W's? This is the test. Week 3. And, you know, maybe this team not necessarily ready for Master Tier, but they are very much getting the test right now in this 3rd week. With no challenges on their table either. I'm very curious again to see what we will get overall in this battle. And yeah, giving the teams the go-ahead signal, and so we should be starting at any moment now. Let's go ahead and take a look at our active rosters on the day before we get into round number 1 over on SirenSnails. We have OKM Blue, Takeo, Downpour 11, Boozy, and E. Hansen. And over on OP, we have Jerp, Too Fast For You, Irvadi, Loreen, and Canadian Jesus. That's a powerful roster. I'll tell you, there is some good experience coming in there from players that have played on good teams. I don't think they're tapping into any of their rookies, so to speak, here. Maybe outside of Too Fast For You two. But we'll have to see. The round has begun, and round 1 is going to kick us off with an indoors OBJ. And SirenSnails on the attack, OP on the defense, and SirenSnails getting an opportunity to get into some action very fast. We're going to stay on board Blue and Boozy as they push in through the horseshoe, anticipating what could be a fast push. Are they going to be ready for Loreen swinging wide? Yeah, look at that. These players know the exact timing of when you can peek and where. And both Blue and Loreen pre-firing each other because they know how fast both these people like to play. SirenSnails is not going to be a team that's going to wait long for a push-up. Loreen swings wide. Jesus finds Takeo in up through the center. That's a big 1-2, and Irvadi nearly finds... Oh no, I think Loreen swung out and almost killed Irvadi there. But doesn't. And Vengeance starts to begin with SirenSnails. Downpour catching the first kill. Maybe a little over-aggression. Obviously, OP looking good there, though, so definitely warranted to try and push this out, but does put them into a 3v4. A lot of guesswork coming in there on the defensive side. We're going to want to keep our attention split. Loreen peeks out onto Blue. Takes the angle up. Blue does catch the shoulder.
Now I'm scared.
And Blue anticipates the flank from Canadian Jesus. Finds the kill. Back on board the other duo as Downpour pushes down. Oh, they're going to rotate out to try and get the res on Blue. Going to go on board Hansen as they push up into Irvadi. If they're enough of a threat, they're going to allow for Downpour to swing over to Blue relatively undetected. It's going to be up to Loreen if she does push that out, but we can see Downpour is going to be able to get this res. Blue is up, and where do they go from here? Ooh, Hansen catches Vadi trying to peek. Jerp is holding a very nice late angle. And so I wonder if Jerp is going to be a factor in this as they stay tucked into the darkness, waiting for this push-up. They hear Hansen on the rotation. They see the quick peek out, but Hansen definitely does not see Jerp. Downpour catches Loreen, and SirenSnails have 3 left alive to push this objective. Downpour pushes out, doesn't find Jerp. Jerp catches 1. Blue is up next on the hit list. There's no smoke out to deny vision. Hansen swings the short corner and finds the kill. And SirenSnails, they are off to the races with a round 1 W on Marsoc. OP certainly did start off nice. Loreen doing well to really battle off the horseshoe attack. But the duo on the other side really comes out on top. Hansen does some big maneuvering there, scooping up 2 kills, and yeah, SirenSnails find what they need. You may see on the KD feed not a total of 5 kills on either side. From my understanding, that is because if a player is downed, I think sometimes it doesn't technically count that as a kill when the round ends. It also could just be, a visual bug, I guess, but either way. not much to worry about. There was definitely 5 kills for SirenSnails there. If they did take that offensive round and did not cap. So if you eliminate your opponent, you get a point. If you defend the objective and prevent the opponent from capturing it, you get a point. If you capture the objective, you get 2. So blue team is always attacking, and we swap sides now. So SirenSnails now defend, and OP gets a chance to attack the objective. The attacking spawn point is randomized, and so OP right now don't know where they will spawn. There is, I suppose, a minimal of 2 or 3 predetermined spawn points that they could spawn in from, so they can plan for 2 or 3 potential scenarios, but they don't know specifically yet where they're going to be spawning in right now, and so that's kind of another element of the game, and that it is a little bit randomized. It's why, I mean, for me at least, over the course of 5 years, I have continued to enjoy watching Onward, because it does have consistent variety, which is kind of an odd I don't know if I'm gonna double entendre or what, but it really does have consistent variety in my opinion. I think that's the best way of putting it, honestly. And we'll see what we get here out of Jerp and Canadian as they push in pretty early from OP's end of things with a pretty quick spawn. Blue identifies the quick spawn and dumps out a C4. Downs Jerp, catches the quick swing. Jesus can't find the kill off the backside. A flash comes in, goes a bit far. Blue drops back and can't get there in time. Canadian, with great aggression and pressure, catches a quick refrag.
Canadian. Oh my god, it's literally Canadian.
These players familiar with battling against each other. They recognize the voices. They recognize even sometimes the play styles. Sometimes even just their posture and height. They know who they're up against. Ooh, Taco's pushing out. Canadian wasn't advancing through the horseshoe yet. And they are playing it well. If you look at this overall overhead here, you can see they're not pushing up any farther than their team. Now, as Canadian's team advances, they also advance up through the horseshoe. But it is all a game of timing here, especially of when to pinch in. And Canadian Jesus is pulling out their tablet to check where their teammates are. It's like a little mini radar. And so they're getting an idea of where their teammates could potentially be, and they are pinching. We just heard their Canadian say they think I'm crashing. And these are actually very good smokes. This smoke's denying Taco's vision. This one downpours. So technically there could be one that could have walked honestly up to objective. They could have walked to objective through these smokes. Those were 2 very good smokes. Hansen would have defended it at the end of the day, but there's definitely a line that they could have attacked through there. And so, because they're such good smokes, it definitely is throwing off OP, and they're very wary of what could be an attack right now, while the rest of this offense is pushing in from the other side. Canadian is really applying heavy pressure here, and they actually managed to find a kill. They're not intended to be successful here, because they're just intended to be a distraction, while you can see on the other end of things, here Vadi and the rest of the team comes pushing in. Finally, Canadian gets shut down, but it's not before OP is completely set up. Vadi finds the first kill. Now Downpour and Tokyo are on a retake, essentially. Oh, a great swing. Snaps right onto the shot. Here Vadi pre-firing the corner, anticipating the swing, catches those kills. Downpour flies wide, and we're into a 1v2. Oh, and trying to poke and prod, getting a little too, I don't know, out in the open. As they rotate back, they're actually safe where they had pushed out to. I think although you can maybe penetrate those crates, but OP bounces back with a Marsoc win of their own, and ultimately a very good play. Really was. And you got to be a little bit nervous, honestly, if you're SirenSnails, or at least a little bit more awake now. And at this point, I haven't gotten predictions out yet, so I do apologize. I'm slacking on those. Here they come. Got 4 minutes left. Get your predictions in. I imagine a lot of folks going in on SirenSnails right now after that round 1 win, but still have 4 minutes left if you want to get some OP votes in, because that certainly was a, again, very good Marsoc round. The way they pushed that objective was when we looked at the overhead, you could see that, I don't know who it was, but they had one attacker positioned in the tunnel. And as they advanced, the rest of the team rotated around from the north. If you're following my mouse here. It's white, so it might be hard to see. But it rotated around to the north and pushed in while 2 perfect smokes come out on objective. A rotation comes through and completely draws all of the defense to them. They set up on in the north. The timing couldn't have been done better. OP demonstrating that they are clearly practiced, and I'm eager to see what we get the rest of this series. SirenSnails back onto the attack, though, with a new objective in play, so a little bit more range should be a factor here for this round.
I just saw a fucking guy teleport my bunker.
There's no teleporting in this game, but there is indeed running, so Too Fast managing to get past those shots into the bunker. Too Fast now taking up a very solid line, and it's going to be difficult for anyone to flank Too Fast. As you can see, there is coverage on their backside. But it gives Too Fast the opportunity to look out into the lake. On this end, you have Laureen, who is covering the horseshoe as well. And so if anyone does push up through the middle lane, then you don't have your Vadi being threatened right up through the middle, because that's being covered by Laureen. And so this is a setup that, when I was talking about new teams playing this exact objective yesterday, they didn't have this coverage. And so they couldn't trust in sitting in their position. Too Fast for you, or at least the defender that was here, ended up pushing out and got shot right where Takeo is holding the angle. Right now, Too Fast has the confidence in their team that they don't have to ever really push out of this bunker. And so they can hold down the lake pretty solid, so it's going to be pretty tough for Blue to get past. We did just have a kill come through from Laureen, who again is defending the middle approach. So Vadi, who isn't holding that angle and is watching the back of Too Fast, doesn't go down. And again, it's just a nice cover sort of play style here. Laureen is maybe the most exposed, but that's kind of the point of this position. They're almost a radar beacon in a lot of ways, and if they take shots, it's an indicator to your Vadi that a push could be coming through here. Too Fast does end up peeking out, I think, off the back there. Yeah, and challenges Boozy. There should be another line, though, from Vadi. Looks like Vadi has rotated off. No, they've taken the angle up. They've held it down. Takeo goes down. Blue is not safe on this rotation either, as Laureen has an angle. And again, the double coverage coming in. Sure, flanks on the backside to finish off Blue. Meanwhile, inside the parking lot, we have shots coming in from Hansen down towards... No, they're in. SirenSnails only have 2 left. Hansen and Boozy make it 3 as Takeo comes up. Still risky to peek out if they do, as Boozy maybe not identifying Laureen here. Going to be pushing up a little bit overconfident. Well, actually, Laureen finally taking shots. Catches actually Takeo first. Boozy almost goes down second. Your Vadi cleans it up, and great communication coming in from OP.
One left.
As SirenSnails get cut down. All 5 dead. OP with a very solid defensive hold. This OP team looks very good. I mean, not just because the shots are connecting or anything. It is the setups. It really is. They got absolutely not necessarily rolled over, but SirenSnails definitely came out strong with their Marsoc round. But that defensive round looked way cleaner, and again, the setup was near perfect to defend from this push that came through from SirenSnails. So very nice job there. We'll see how OP attacks, because again, so far they looked very coordinated, and SirenSnails maybe now have to refocus a little bit. They came out very strong. That can give you sometimes a false sense of confidence, maybe overconfidence in some cases, which can lead to early picks, early deaths in some cases. And so we'll have to see. Those shots that Blue took right at the start of the round when we snapped into their position, that gave away their spawn. And so that whole setup was ultimately planned around the idea that they have to come from that north side. And so, you know, these little things that happen that maybe you don't pay attention to necessarily, that can ultimately decide rounds. And I think that definitely was one of those things, and hats off to OP for reacting to it and having a defense that was ready for that push. We'll have to see how SirenSnails defends again, as OP also are spawning in the north. It's a little bit different of a spawn point. They can have a little bit more of an early presence up through the middle if they choose. They can also obviously swing in through the tunnels right away and be a challenge here. Takeo seems to be 1-2 challenge this, and Laureen is going to be pushing up. Oh my gosh, Takeo drops off as they hear shots behind them. They had the angle. That's what we call onward timing. Meanwhile, a full-on battle. Over up through the midfield. OP have absolutely shut down SirenSnails as they try and set up onto the defensive positions here. The early spawn in the north completely shutting them down. And now, SirenSnails have to crash back to objective. Downpour is way off in the south. They were getting ready for a flank or to defend from that south rotation. That's not happening. Instead, flashes are flying into the objective space. Jerp gets flashed, fortunately for Downpour, and now Siren can set up on the defense. Canadian finds Boozy on the left side. Downpour tucked in all alone, the last defender to hold down from 5. OP pushing in. Canadian is in. 2 fast snaps for the kill. OP execute a very clean, aggressive round. And again, the OP team looking good. SirenSnails, a master tier team, and no stranger to having tough rounds and quick rounds. They'll go on the attack here with a new objective. A new OBJ takes us down into the north. I should say up into the north, sorry. Well, I guess it depends on where you're looking. Oh no, it's impossible. Well, on the other side, you know, what's down is up, you know what I mean? Anyway, up north, we have our next OBJ. And as the game works, the objective changes every 2 rounds. And every round we swap sides. So SirenSnails go back onto the attack, OP go back onto the defense, and we do get this new objective in the hangar. I feel this one lends itself towards defense. And typically it's pretty challenging to get an effective setup. You need certain picks to open up pathways to get set up to push the objective. Because remember, at the end of the day, the idea is to get one player within a certain radius, a 10-yard radius of the objective, to enter in a 7-digit code to get 2 points. Back in the action we go, though, for round number 5. OP on the defense, Siren on attack, and OP looking at map point if they can secure it. Looks like we have a as far south spawn. Pop over and see how they're managing that.
Well, I'm gonna go up and around. I'm not gonna cut
One of us
through
might
open
die here.
spaces.
No.
Probably me. Me too good.
Take a look at the overhead, get an idea of where this push is going. For now, 3
I went on
getting
the top
sent
of the
all
hill,
the way to
like
the
down there.
east. 2 taking their time and likely setting up in the south, waiting to see if anyone pushes out into the bunker, potentially. Maybe trying to find some picks.
These
And it's
Can
going
you
to
take my
ultimately
ass, look at
depend on everyone coming together
The far angle on the Hescos. I'm gonna go through tunnels.
and pinching at the same time. Blue downpour going through tunnels. Hansen going straight up through the middle. Shots coming in from
One
Jerp
dead,
over the
one dead.
top, and the risk of looking for kills shows itself there. They are downed though, and so you should see the res come through
Look
from Takeo.
He's on I think he's on Hesco's.
And for now, they're actually going to use Boozy
You're not gonna be able to hit him.
to try and get information on where this defender is. And Boozy is essentially seeing what we're seeing now,
Do you have a smoke? Do you have a smoke?
if not even a little bit less resolution. So you can see Jerp way in the distance there if you have it full screened, and now the shots coming in. Jerp can't catch the res.
Down. It's 5-5, 5-5.
Does get the
At least two in the
information
south, at
though.
least two in the south. Oh, he just crossed.
And the South duo survives for now.
Going back to center. Going back to center. Yep. One's in the south, like far south.
The game knowledge is prevalent here with Jerp. They're not seeing through the walls. And, you know, while they said they're rotating back center, and they were, that was an assumption from Jerp's end. The setup was an assumption. And that near kill as they crossed was almost off of just pure game knowledge. But
This way. It's going around the right.
doesn't come through. Whoa, I stand
I
corrected.
just
They spend a little too long on their rotation, and Jerp finds the double in the south. It's up to 3 from the north, and this is going to be hard to push in on. OP are locked in and have set up a kill box around their defense.
Down. I'm gonna go by you and go through the valley in the middle.
See some fans rooting for OP now. What's the predictions at, I wonder?
I got tower.
Blue and Downpour both holding the exact same line. Not often what you want to do, but it is always good to have the refrag available quickly. Blue pushing down here, and Vadi is certainly set up and patiently waiting to ambush this offense. Five kills for Vadi so far today, and now they're set up for a potential triple. Down goes Hansen. Does Vadi swing out with any utility? They swing, and they find Blue out in the open. Shots keep ringing into them, and they do get tagged. It warrants a heal. They do a quick reload, and now they're going to be firing up against Downpour. At least they know there's one more left in the north side, and Vadi laying in wait ambushes the remaining SirenSnails. And Downpour finds himself getting pushed by utility. Flashes coming in from Vadi. Downpour fully blind. Vadi gonna get here in time. He's not. Downpour's gonna find the kill there. Vadi getting a little over aggressive. Just one though. They need 4 more. 1 minute left on the clock, no less. As they peek out, they don't spot who they're looking for, and
Why are they
instead,
shooting at me?
yeah, get a massive amount of
Oh,
bullets
I got the play.
with little information. Dodge. Chlorine on the eye end. Doesn't find the kill. Down 4 survives. Does
Can you
get
not
hit.
shoot at
Has
me,
to
please?
heal.
We can work this out.
Knows Lorene's on the tight angle. 30 seconds left. Swings out. Lorene, nade in hand. The entire team covering them. OP find it 4-1. I see why they had to go against a master team in week 3, but it's impressive how well they're playing against SirenSnails right now, especially on SirenSnails map pick. Where do we go from here? What do OP want to choose into is my question. And a shout out to everyone that is tuning in here as we get a bit of a break and a breather and wait for our next map and potentially a lobby reset. We'll see. Some teams have been doing it, some teams haven't. Doesn't look like we're going to be doing one here. I'll prep like we're not. And this could be somewhat dangerous for the likes of SirenSnails. Map 2 is Suburbia. OP's map pick. And, ooh, I say is, but that could be wrong. I jumped the gun. We are going to remake the lobby, as we should. And on that remake, could be seeing a different map choice. So it might not be Suburbia. It's not locked it in 100%. I did that yesterday. Is that even an option? Yesterday it was one of the banned maps. It was an option. It does look like it is going to be Suburbia. So that is going to be map 2. OP picking that one as their map choice. And I'll be looking to take this and lock in a Series W. We'll still play out that third map regardless of the results here, because ultimately the amount of rounds won determines how much you go up or down in rank. And OP are going to want to get all the rounds they can get. I see in chat someone said 12-0, which I do appreciate the sentiment there, but they had already lost a round when the 12-0 call came. And so, gotta wonder. 12-1, I could maybe see, as OP certainly seem to have awoken off of Snow Peak, disturbed in their slumber atop the mountain, and they now come to rampage in through the cities. Look to make sure I'm not missing anything. Everyone in lobby. Have we had any subs on OP's end? None. Still waiting for a 5th to populate from SirenSnails, but I don't anticipate a sub. Could be wrong there, though. I think I was going to say, though, I appreciate everyone in chat, and then I kind of rambled off, which I do apologize for, but Sentinel, Grim, Re, Dis, NTS, and Keys, Anchorth, a wet fry. I got it. Mason, Mr. Hello Speed, VR. Here. That's about everyone that I could shout out that I see in chat. If I missed you, I apologize. Dis, Rush X. Anyway, I appreciate you all stopping in, hanging out, and enjoying the action here this afternoon. If you are new, hit that follow button. We appreciate you to come by and enjoy more VRML action. I'm not the sole conductor of every cast, and we have a host of talent that brings you VRML action throughout the week. So do hit that follow button. If you have Twitch Prime and are able to sub to the channel, that also ends up going back to the production team and the casters, and we do appreciate that support. So, you know, if you do have that Twitch Prime and do drop that, I'll get to it 6 minutes late because we do run a delay on the stream. So we appreciate that as well, but should be just about ready now to get into round number 1 on map 2. Just patiently waiting to kick off here. On the roster end of things, we have no subs coming in. So we'll take a look here. On OP side, on the attack, we have Yervati, Too Fast for You, 2 Canadian, Jesus, Laureen, and Jerp. And over on SirenSnails, we have OKM Blue, Boozy, Downpour 11, Takeo, and E. Hansen. Same rosters from last round. And now we just wait. There it is, round 1 about to kick off. Our first objective, the burning building. Oh my gosh. And this is why you can't trust what you see on screen when you say people are teleporting. I myself am snapping around from time to time. But we're all good as we get into the action. Blue throws up a defensive smoke to push forward. This allows, at least, for Blue to get up onto the patio. Look at how aggressive OP have pushed in. And SirenSnails have sort of anticipated this level of aggression. Blue isn't ready for the swing on their backside, though, and Vadi finds the kill on objective. That opens it up for a potential cap if the right smokes come in. There's an M203. Takeo is on objective, but they almost go down. A nice refrag as Vadi gets caught up in the chaos. Canadian Jesus finds a kill up through the middle. And here comes the crash in from Boozy. It's going to be too late as Vadi's punching in the code. 2 points are on the board in a matter of seconds, not even a minute's time. OP take map 2 up 2-0. Jeez, that was a quick one. That was a quick one, and SirenSnails got to be worrying a little bit at this point. Go ahead and finalize prediction. Oh wow, it's 58-42, so 58 were on SirenSnails there. OP were the victors for map 1. We'll have to see what that ratio changes to for map 2. I imagine it'll be a little bit different. You have about 4 minutes left to get your predictions in. If you did wait. Might be inclined to go with OP, but SirenSnails, again, are no slouches, and if there's a team that can't come back, find some caps, I believe it would be a team like SirenSnails. Again, Blue, Downpour, players that have been around in the league for several seasons and played at a high level. Again, if anything, I've been highlighting OP on their successes because they are very clean, and it is why they're winning against SirenSnails, because they are executing very well on these plays. They're very coordinated, they're aggressive, and they're working together very well. Communication is on point, and it takes all of these elements in a team in order to combat a squad like SirenSnails. So it's hats off to OP for playing so well, but again, SirenSnails are a capable team, so we'll see how they do as they go on the attack here. This objective, again, pretty easy to cap. If anything, it's maybe one of the most cappable objectives on Suburbia, in my opinion. And we'll have to see how it ends up unfolding as we do get into the action early. Pre-fire and smokes are coming out right away. That first one, not ideal, though. Not going to deny any vision. A lot of suppressive fire coming over on the west side. Shots coming out through the window. Vadi positioned forward. Waiting for a push up on through that west. Canadian trying to battle off, and he pushed through the park. Siren hasn't advanced forward yet, though. It's been a lot of pre-firing. Oh, first kill comes through, and it's on OP's side. Downpour gets caught trying to rotate back. Trade up through the middle. And Chirp's on a big flanking mission. Blue might spot it. They're not ready for it, but they do find the kill.
-1 lane 4.
Big shutdown on what could have been a big flank if Blue had gone down. Too fast, however, does find Blue just through the APC. And over on the west side, Laureen catches Hansen. Boozy's gonna get the res. No, can't in time. Laureen finds the confirm, and now Boozy's gonna try and get the refrag, and they do. 1v2 with Canadian Jesus off the objective, and Too Fast really the only one holding it down for now.
NightFiree. NightFiree, please. NightFiree. NightFiree. Okay, watch this jiggle peek, NightFiree. Watch this jiggle peek. Ooh.
Nothing I can do on the casting end of things other than enjoy what could be a 1v2. They are going to be running right into Canadian Jesus, who's held up on the tight corner, and so far I think they've given away their position. I'm pretty sure Canadian heard that. They're going to check their tablet and actually rotate quickly off after hearing that noise, and ooh, this rotation could cost them. It's a lot of movement here. Boozy isn't peeking out, though. Canadian Jesus is going to be able to get onto objective, and so Boozy is going to have a tough time. Oh, I see that as Canadian swings out. I think they saw Boozy on the rotation. No, they had no idea Boozy was on that rotation, and Boozy's going to find the kill. It's a 1v1. Shots come in from Too Fast. They don't find the connect. They don't find the kill. Boozy's alive yet with 3 minutes on the clock. A lot of time to solo down one defender who is otherwise relatively antsy and dancing around with now no utility in their arsenal. Quick reload from Too Fast. I saw it. You weren't too fast for me. Too Fast is holding a very late angle, and so far Boozy has not checked this Hesco. And if Too Fast does just stick here, I doubt Boozy will be checking this. And as Too Fast stands up, they're going to find Boozy unaware, and a patient defense wears down Boozy. OP take a lead 3-0 off of a very close defensive hold. Taking a quick look again at chat, and again I appreciate everyone stopping by. That one guy has dropped in. It's always good to see that one guy. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of those one guys and gals stopping in, hanging out, enjoying the action here today. So far, I think it's been a little bit of a surprise, honestly, at least for me. I'm curious now what the predictions are saying. Yeah. The percentage was actually 56 to 42 or something. 58 to 42. That's what it was. I don't know. You do the math. 58 to 42 in favor of SirenSnails for round 1. We're now looking at, I would say, maybe a 60-40 in favor of OP. Maybe more. 70-30 maybe. So quite a shift after their performance on Snow Peak, and frankly warranted here after they've taken the 3-0 lead on Suburbia. We'll see what they can do on the attack as we go back to the action for round number 4. New objective, and again a tough one to defend right in the middle of playground. OP getting the rounds, or at least the objectives that they need, playing into their style of aggression. The whole map technically plays into their style of aggression, but we'll see how it all plays out as Take-Go here on the other side of the white car finds one. Shots come in on the backside from Jerp. Meanwhile, on objective, they're losing defenders one at a time. Canadian Jesus finds a kill. Blue trying to get shots through. Body team kills. A big opportunity, not quite capitalized on. Hansen finds the frag. Body goes down. OP dropping like flies as they get over aggressive. Maureen looks for the double, but can't quite find it on the transfer. And Jerp is alone. Jerp finds Blue as Blue pushes out. Around the outer edge. What's the purpose there? You can see a difference, I guess, in defensive style just in between those two rounds, right? OP with their last defender just waiting on objective. There is a spot where you can tuck in and do just that. It's not exactly like safe or unknown, but it gives you pretty much 100% coverage. Granted, you can cap on the other side of the bushes. We've seen that done, but it's challenging. But there's not a whole lot of reason to be down this lane. Either way, OP find the final kill. Take map number 2 in blazing speed. And we get ready for map 3. And again, it seems SirenSnails almost caught off guard by this OP team, and makes sense. There's not a lot outside of preparing for the individual player that you could have done here. This is a new team coming into the league, a new group of players, but with obviously very veterans knowledge amongst those players. So, oh man. Well, if you thought Suburbia was fast and quick, an interesting choice coming in from SirenSnails. But it looks like we're headed to Arctic. I'll do a quick download on the NVMe. Takes us that long to do it. You have to love the Onward workshop. Very smooth. As we now get ready to dive into Arctic. In my opinion, maybe the smallest map that you can play. A map that I would have anticipated from OP, as they obviously been playing these close quarters maps well. But I guess not one I wouldn't have thought coming in from SirenSnails either, because they are a team that does play quick well. OP has just really been kind of making that difficult for them today. We just gotta wait for everyone to be in and ready to go. Go ahead and give it go ahead. In case they're waiting on me. And no subs on either side. OP confident in their win. And again, a team that wants to take it to the highest they can. They've got their record. Their first 2 wins were 13-1, 13-3. So we're on a hunt for another 12-1. They may be looking for a 5-pointer here to make it 13, just to keep with the trend of 13-point wins. But they are on track for another 12-1 victory here, and we'll have to see if they can do it up against SirenSnails on the custom map Arctic. We go into round 1.
Yeah, let's borrow this. Let's go be tomorrow.
No, I can't go there.
No, Lord, you do your homework.
Oh no. Okay, false start. False start. Wondering what was going on there with the team kill on the pistol, but they clearly someone didn't load in, and so they had to wait for the 15 seconds to go down. All leave. One player has to kill the player that didn't load in properly so that they don't cause the round issue. It's a little bit of a bug, but we should be all sorted now. That flare almost hitting SirenSnails out the gate.
I thought my map was glitched too at first.
But into Arctic we go for map 3. SirenSnails obviously hoping to throw OP off with this custom map pick. We'll have to see how well OP understand this map. Obviously pretty well, as Loreen catches the first kill on Boozy. Hanson and Blue are going to be running into this next, and almost a team kill there as Blue does peek out, spots Loreen inside. Shots from Downpour catch too fast for you two, and OP are down to 3. Blue and Hanson opt to potentially avoid pushing Loreen entirely, and Hanson advances through the middle. Blue on the other side, waiting to see if Loreen wants to pop out, and also trying to identify Jerp here, who ultimately does go down to Takeo. Loreen has to rotate off now. Blue is preventing Loreen from doing that. And you see on the other side, Downpour rotating in from the north. SirenSnails looking very good on this approach. They actually have objective coverage. Without your Vadi, it doesn't matter, because Vadi's covering it. 2 dead on the objective. Loreen finally shuts down Blue, and OP hold on to this one. Downpour into a 1v2. If Downpour is listening carefully enough, you may have heard both Loreen and Vadi and been able to determine some relative position from those comms. Oh, and they don't see the toe here. Blending into the ground and into the tire. They haven't identified the foot. There it is. They see it now. Come in, and down goes Loreen. Now a nade follow-up, a flash to deny the push coming in from Vadi. And they're going to swing on Vadi now. Vadi goes down to Downpour, and Downpour clutches the 1v2 on offense. SirenSnails get another one. Not letting OP run away with 8 unanswered points. Well, I guess they did, but not 9, as they finally get one on the board. Oops, we forgot to update the map, everybody. I'm bad. Go. Pretty quick series so far, though. 1 hour. And we are down to map number 3 already. Not often you go through maps that quickly, but these two teams have both been playing very fast. SirenSnails finishing that one with 340 left, and they sent the player all the way around the map. The very edge of it. So that's an indicator of how small Arctic really is. New predictions coming in. 13-3 is the theory. Well, so far, you need one more there for SirenSnails. Go ahead and finalize the predictions. Oh yeah, 85% to 15% in favor of OP on map 2. Quite the shift. Go ahead and get predictions up again. For map 3. We have 4 minutes left. Want to get him in. SirenSnails looking better on Arctic, that's for sure. Might be worth investing some points into. We'll have to see how they do.
Dude, why are we not round resetting?
There.
There we go. A false start, it seems. But we'll have to see how SirenSnails do on the defense now. This objective kind of wild because it's almost in the middle of both spawn points, which usually doesn't happen for the defense. You typically have, I mean, they are closer to the objective, but not by a lot because again, Arctic is so small, and so it's a bit of an interesting dynamic, one that you don't really see in other maps. That's why I do like the Arctic maps, or excuse me, the custom maps and Arctic. Being in the map pool, because they offer a little bit of a different map design than DPI may offer. Although I am excited about hopefully new maps and new content. You know, they're teasing new guns and stuff, so I'm looking forward to seeing new content come in from DPI as well. Again, curious to see what predictions come in at, but overall, SirenSnails looking better in round 1. Maybe waiting on some sort of technical hiccup here on one of the players' ends, a battery out on a controller or something that needs replaced, but hopefully we'll get back to it. No indicator to me that any timeouts have been called. Guess for now we can take a look at the overall scoreline while I wait for this to be sorted. And yeah, it does look like SirenSnails have had to have one reconnect or at least drop out, and we'll see if they bring in a sub or if they do have them just connect back in. Either way, that's the holdup, so do bear with us. And again, I appreciate us bearing with through these tech pauses. I don't want to cut to an intermission because hopefully we should be back in soon. I was just trying to get some info while I'm just staring off into space. I will try and get that info to you fine folk at home as soon as I can. But for now, we do wait for a fifth come in from SirenSnails. Now is as good a time as any to shout out our sponsors. Do appreciate all of them that come together and help promote VRML. Those sponsors include ProTube VR, offering fantastic stocks that help stabilize your aim in any of your favorite shooter. They also offer force feedback mounts that help enhance your immersion. They offer pistol force feedback mounts, and they've been a fantastic sponsor for VRML since essentially our inception. So big shout out to them. We appreciate their support. VR Cover, also a longtime sponsor of VRML, offering fantastic face cushions to any VR device. I imagine they'll have a PSVR 2 face cushion ready to go when that launches. And so if you do want to check them out, I highly recommend VR Cover. It helps greatly enhance how long you can spend in VR because it is more comfortable. And, well, if you want to play like these guys, you got to practice a lot. So that's important. So I recommend you check them out. We also obviously have VRML chipping into the prize pool regularly and contributing into the growth of VR esports. But, yeah, we really do appreciate our sponsors that come together. Asterion as well. I knew I was trying to think of one more. Also helping out and sponsoring the VRML. They offer really cool RGB mounts and mats for your floor so you can help identify your play space with your feet instead of your hands against your wall. It does look like we've got a player switch that's come through. Mr. Hello Speed has been brought on for SirenSnails. We'll see if they say hello to the Speed or not here this afternoon for this final map on Arctic. It's definitely a map that warrants it. I think I bought us enough time without having to go to intermission to hopefully be ready to dive back into the action here shortly. Again, a reminder to hit the follow button if you haven't. Come back for more Onward action throughout the course of what is going to be 15 weeks. So I guess another 12. Yeah, a full 12 because this is the end of week 3. Some maybe celebrating early on the success of SirenSnails. We'll have to see. Arctic is a volatile one. That could go in their favor, though. And we've waited long enough, so round 2, we're kicking off. We'll see how SirenSnails defends with this 1-point lead. Again, this objective almost in between the spawns. Not a lot of room separating both teams, and both essentially teams are attacking the objective. Uzi goes down. Canadian Jesus finds downpour. They have great control over the objective already. Takio's fending off 4 attackers right now. Flashes and nades coming in, and Canadian Jesus is on objective. Blue starts taking shots. Hello Speed finds a kill on Navati and denies the cap. Jerp tries to push in through the cracks, and they go down, and now it's up to Laureen as Blue crashes into the objective. A smoke comes out, and Blue tucks in on the objective to prevent the cap. Mr. Hello Speed is resable, and Laureen is giving time for Blue to potentially swing around here and get this res.
Back. You get me.
Oh, and Hello Speed hasn't seen Laureen yet. They'll get confirmed, and now Blue is alone in a 1v1. Four minutes left. We need about 1 to do this rotation. I wonder if Blue's gonna be ready for it. Could completely catch them off guard if they're not prepared for this flank, because it can happen so fast. Oh, and blue does check, and I think they saw Loreen cross. Loreen's gonna swing, and they'll find the kill. They challenge blue and win it. Tied up 1 apiece on Arctic. Oh, we have a fishnet guy coming in with a follow. Appreciate you. There's also that one guy in here. Fishnet guy, that one guy. What else we got up there? Is a volatile one. Back corner objective in the north, maybe one of the easier to defend in my opinion, but already some early kills. Blue sacrifices themselves, but a quick res puts them in an advantage for a 5v4. Spirits may quickly find themselves in the middle of an attacking squad, but it doesn't matter because blue shuts it down. Not sure the value in dropping out of 3/4 cover there, but Derp getting a little bit over aggressive costs them, and SirenSnails are barreling down towards this objective. Vadi's really the only one watching the back of it. Too fast could rotate. Canadian Jesus is very far away. They'll survive, killing blue. Big utility comes in. Down goes one on the backside. They lose. Too fast for you two on the objective, and huge flashes from Canadian Jesus are denying this duo from pushing for the cap. It doesn't matter at the end of the day because the kills come through, but that utility stopped this from being a 3-1. Quick look at the KDs. 5 coming in for Downpour, pretty solid up against a team that has otherwise been really playing quite well against them. Loreen with 4, 2 kills, 0 deaths. Too fast for you two, 2 and 3. Everyone else pretty even with 2 and 3s. Hello Speed subbing in for this map and this 3 and 1, so that sub coming in for SirenSnails definitely paying off.
I'm gonna let you. Oh,
I'm gonna
I'm playing in this game.
Flashes coming in on defense to try and catch out this attack, and they are here. Jerp not ready. Blue finds one, looking for 2, can't connect. Body is going to swing and shut this down before any more damage is done. Too fast finds several over on the other side. OP have 4 alive to the 1 on SirenSnails, and Siren tried to throw aggression at OP for a second time, and that could cost them because now utility is here. Smokes, flashes. I gotta wonder if OP's thinking cap or if they're just gonna try and find the kill onto Hello Speed. It's gonna be the kill, and it's gonna be tied 2-2. Hey, a gifted sub coming in from Geno Trades going to Reaper Gaming. Congratulations on receiving that community gifted sub. Geno, we appreciate that sub so much. Thank you very much for putting that in, and that support does mean a lot to me and the other casters. It's not why we do it, but the encouragement and the support really does help, and more than the subs, I just do like seeing the appreciation from you folk at home that do enjoy watching the gameplay and the streams. So, and again, I appreciate the kind words about commentary when they do come. I do read them, but yeah, thank you so much for that support. Again, it is much appreciated, so big shout out to you there. And again, congratulations to Reaper. You're now a sub, and you can put Dante's face everywhere in Twitch. What's not to love about that? Back to it we go for round 5, all tied up on Arctic. We've been flying through rounds. The whole series has been fast. That will not change. Looking for the push. Where is it? All over in the north side. All 5 pushing in. Too fast up through the middle. Tries to shut it down. There's some aggression from your Vadi. That pays off in a kill or 2. They're down in Resible. Jerp's going to scoop them up. Defense for OP will be 4 strong to Snails 3. On objective, getting pushed. SirenSnails 3 alive. Vadi's the only one left to defend. They could lose objective if they don't hold down and prevent the cap, so they have to fly in. They find Hello Speed. And now they're holding down the objective. Takeo goes down in a trade. Boozy was almost caught in that crossfire. SirenSnails take the round, and it could have been OP 3-2. But just a round away now from Siren, at least getting a map on the board. Hopefully I didn't break it there. But SirenSnails stepping it up here on Arctic. Maybe finally kind of figuring out how to fight fire with fire, truly. Aggression with aggression seems to be working here for SirenSnails, and I do think it's maybe just because we're in this final map that it's chaotic, but OP definitely playing things a little differently as well. It is very much the nature of Arctic in that you have to play aggressively as defense, but we're not necessarily seeing those kill boxes getting lined up around the objective by either team right now. And I do think that's more the nature of Arctic than it being the final map. More coming in here. Shotgun. Kitty Cat. Appreciate you dropping in, hanging out, catching the final map of the series. Maybe you've been around for the whole thing and you just haven't chatted, in which case I also do still. Well, you know what? I appreciate you a little bit more if you've been around longer. Those are just... I don't make the rules, you know? The longer you watch, the more I appreciate you. At least I'm being honest with you guys and gals. Shots coming in from Laureen. Catch one early. SirenSnails find themselves at a disadvantage as OP come crashing into the objective side. Canadian Jesus looking for one. Hello Speed says hello. Laureen shuts that down. And chaos on the other end. Vadi and Takeo battling it out in the green room. A trade. OP. Only have one left. And SirenSnails just have Boozy. It's Laureen versus Boozy. Vadi is down. Where are they? Way over on the other side. So we're going to see a rotation for the res, and it's going to be a 2v1. Should still have a few minutes, or maybe not a few minutes, excuse me, but about a minute to get this res. Oh, did Vadi just died?
Quick, see if I can res.
No, they still can res. Fringe out. They've got Vadi. It's a 2v1. Boozy's alone in their efforts to defend. Here come the utility. A smoke and a flash. Boozy. Not sure what they're looking at, but they weren't ready for the push. And Vadi. Oh, they must have been blind from the flash. Vadi finds the kill off of great utility play. That's what it is. We're tied 3 apiece. Whoa, Doctor almost took us to the wrong place, but we're all good. Still see some predictions coming in on overall scoreline. I don't think anyone that actually called the scoreline has it right at this point, because no one said 12-4. I don't know why everyone was saying 13. I don't. You have to believe that OP is going to get a cap now. Which is impossible, because they're defending the last round. So, just like to crush all your dreams about people that said 13. Either way, we're all enjoying the action here, and we're ready to get into our last round. 3-3 SirenSnails OP on Arctic. The last round of the series. So far, it has been fast, and I don't anticipate that to slow down. It's Mr. Hello's speed, matter of fact. Your Vadi's been a key killer for OP so far today. Definitely going to want to play an element here as the smoke comes in and Vadi swings out to find one. There are many more SirenSnails approaching. Ooh, and now Vadi trades on objective. We see smoke coming in and Boozy danger close. They will get shut down. Blue prone peeking a corner here. Keiko finds Jerp. It's 2v3. Oh, and the prone crawl's gonna work for Blue. Kill there, too fast, pops out. OP take the final map. Make it a 4-3 victory, and the total scoreline 12-4. A solid job from this OP team, and a powerful VRML debut on stage here with their first casted win coming in. More teams are going to have eyes on OP when they go up against them, and more teams are going to be ready for this kind of skill and aggression. But that was very much a well-executed W by OP. SirenSnails coming in, doing their best. A strong start with that first point win, but they could not get it back on Snowpeak Suburbia, and it wasn't until Arctic until we saw things get a little bit closer. At that point, it was a little bit too late, and the series ends. That'll be it for me on the caster desk. More games next week, so keep your eyes peeled on the website, the Discord, and the social medias to know when streams will be going live. There will be more. But for me, that'll be it. My name's been NightFiree with 2 E's. I appreciate you all hanging out. Until next time, stay classy.